regular teachers here for the AM/PM Chunky Move public program. Obviously with everything going on, we're hoping to bring this online for you, and the team at Chunky have so kindly asked me to come in and film a complete beginners class. So this is, I'm going to try and be as authentic and as real as I am within the studio anyway, if you want to come and take class with me. So just follow along. The plan is I'm going to create a bit of a playlist for you guys on Spotify. Just have some music suggestions as we move through class. That way you can add a little bit of music in the background if you like and follow along. The aim is to move through some a bit of a warm up and then into some more technical exercises. Obviously that you can do hopefully in your living room, at home or hallway, obviously adjusting to the space as you need. And that way you can move and groove. My influences come a lot obviously from my dance, like ballet, yoga, my strength and conditioning thing, and mobility and conditioning within a class structure as well. So hopefully you get a little bit of a sweat on. I know I'm going to. But let's get going into our warm-up. So we're just going to start with our feet underneath our hips. Just some little shifts and rocks from side to side. You're more than welcome to close down your eyes if you feel more comfortable doing so. Either way, just take a moment to sense your feet on the floor as you shift your weight forwards and back, side and side. Let the weight of the pelvis just rest on top of the legs. Let the rib cage float. Maybe take a nice full deep breath inhale, just to help you arrive on your feet. And then your skull on top of your spine is just nice and free. Maybe you give your head a little shake no, a little nod yes. So if you have your eyes closed, maybe this is an opportunity to turn your attention inward, notice what's happening inside of your body, how you're feeling today. If you have your attention outward and you are looking at the room around you, try and find something that you haven't seen before. And then as you start to shift your weight a little more, you can start to roll through the ankles. So rocking a little further onto the tips of the toes, the heels, finding that little shift of weight. You can let this translate up into the rest of the body as well as you shift and move. So just warming up the ankles and the knees and the hips now as well. So finding that movement through the pelvis into the lower leg. So circling your hips, your knees, rocking and rolling. You can think about yourself stepping and moving through space. Maybe it's an opportunity to map out your dancing space. And then let these movements through the lower legs and the shifts of weight through the feet, stepping and shifting, translate a little more up into your spine. So letting your spine, what I like to call jellyfish, through space. Your ribs and your shoulders move as well. You find that articulation all the way up into the shoulder girdle, through to the elbows and the fingertips and the wrists. Ooh. Nice and juicy and delicious, just finding the ripple to warm up through the spine. And maybe even spending a bit more time through the arms, rolling the shoulders a little more, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers, little sparkly fingertips. Just rolling. stepping, shifting. First little bit of movement. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it's more important of just mobilizing the body. Ankles, knees, hips, spine, rib cage, shoulders, elbows, wrists, head and neck. Arriving and landing in your body with movement as opposed to stillness. Beautiful. And then just starting to let that settle down a little more. So we're just going to continue with our warm-up. So just following along, it's just nice and slow. And then we'll move into a few more structured things a little later. So let's settle back onto our feet. Toes facing forwards, heels facing back. Let's start with just a little bit of room in front of us. And as you stand here, just take a moment to arrive again. Let your feet open onto the floor. The pelvis just balance on top of the legs. The rib cage to be full of breath and life. The head to just float on top of your spine. And then we just trace our eyes forwards, look down and see your toes. Start to slightly roll down through the spine, letting the ribcage tip off the pelvis, a little bend in the knees. And as you arrive here, just take a shake of your head no. A little nod yes. Then release the hands completely onto the floor to come into a low crouch, a low squat. Let your ankles and knees and hips find the crease through the body. And then just little shifts of weight into the hands and then back into the feet. Warming up that weight distribution through the hands in the same way that we did for our feet and ankles. And then just walking your hands out, find yourself out in a plank. A little press of the floor away. Again, that little shift. Then lift and press up and back into a downward facing dog. Again, a little tread through the feet. I encourage you to invite movement in. Pressing through the hands. You can also work through that bend of the elbows a little bit as well. It can be a little bit of a wider position. And then stepping your feet out nice and wide. Make sure it's wider than shoulder width distance apart. Bend your knees and walk your hands back towards your feet. Again, releasing the head over towards the floor. Again, give it a little shake no and a little nod yes. Our aim here is to help the skull and the rib cage come away from the pelvis, giving the spine a little bit more space. And then shifting our weight from side to side, so a gentle rock through those legs. Soft knees. And again, letting your spine just sway, ripple from side to side. Letting the hips be nice and soft. You can also hold onto your ankles or your legs here if that feels more comfortable for you. And then keep this ripple going. Side to side, starting to roll up through the spine. So you're drawing a little figure eight with your pelvis. Letting your arms just hang. A little sway, a little rock from side to side. See if you can trace the horizon with your eyes. See the room change, finding that gentle little spiral through the back. Rocky and swaying from side to side. Good. Keep the sway going, but reduce the movement of the legs into a little bend, supported bend, and just a little rock. Beautiful. And then we see our fingertips. Let's circle those fingertips all the way up to the sky. They connect above us and we dive into ourselves, releasing down. Find a nice big bend in those legs again. Walking out into this wide-legged plank position. Step your feet back into your normal plank. And then we slide that right knee in between the thumbs. Take a little lift up through the chest. Stretch. Stay nice and high for this first one. And then press back. And then our left knee slides forward. Lift up, open through the chest. And pressing back. Just one more. Each side, I'll just turn to the side so you can see. A little lift up through the chest. And back. And shift it forwards. And back. Beautiful. Releasing down onto your all fours now. Again, a little moment just to connect with the floor. So spreading those hands. A little lift through the lower belly, letting the shoulders be nice and wide. Feel your back as though it's pressing up to the ceiling. And then just softening those hips back and down, finding that nice fold. So about taking that time to tune into the body. After a little bit of movement, noticing how the range can shift. Beautiful. And then making your way onto your back, setting yourself up with a little bit of room beside you. So I'm going to stay nice and sideways so you can see the action of my legs and my back a little more clearly. If you can, take those arms all the way wide to the side. Soles of feet on the floor, and then just take a moment to have that space underneath your lower back. So keeping that space. So the spine is nice and what we call neutral with its natural curves. Beautiful. And then just drawing that right knee in towards our chest. Try not to let anything happen to your lower back. It just stays. So you find that fold through the hip and then release down. And then again, left knee into the chest and release down. Just that one more time each side, right knee into the chest. Finding that fold through the hip joint. Letting the weight of the leg fall. Left knee into the chest and releasing down. Beautiful. Look over towards your right hand and then place that right hand onto your chest. Slide that right hand across your body. Let your knees fall as you reach all the way to that left palm. Even beyond, if you can, that nice stretch. And then through those fingertips, start to peel that hand back across your arm. Across your chest and across your back, letting the knees fall up. And then that left hand comes onto the chest. We slide it all the way across the body. Knees just fall with the legs. Reach all the way past if you can. And then all the way back onto your back. Beautiful. Opening out wide. And then we drop those knees over to the left, we keep the right hand where it was. Draw back to the center. Knees over to the right. And draw back to center. Knees to the left now. Circle that right hand instead onto your chest, down towards your hip. Past your thigh. Past your fingertips. All the way above you if you can. And back behind you. You can, of course, take a little bend in that elbow. Peel the knees back. Drop the knees over to the right. Again, the hand circles down towards the hip. Over the hip. Along the floor, past the fingertips, up above you, back behind you, coming back onto your back. And then we go again, knees drop over, this time arm circles overhead, just trying to mobilize here through that back side of the body. Letting your weight fall into the floor, not just by dropping down, but spreading out like a piece of warm butter in a hot saucepan. Reaching the fingertips back behind you. Beautiful. And then just pressing through the feet. Lift the back of the pelvis just off. And then you're just going to tap your sacrum to the floor. So giving your sacrum a little bit of a whack and a wake up.
Keep this little tapping going. Spread your feet into the floor even more. So you're releasing tension out of your quads and out of your glutes. So you're letting your glutes be nice and soft. So you're working down to that bone level. That's it. Finding the most efficient ways to move our bodies. Little tap, 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 tap. And then lift that pelvis off. Press into the feet, a little arch through the back. Like a bridge that you would do in Pilates or yoga. And then come all the way down. Good. Spread those feet onto the floor. Let's take another bridge. So let your pelvis float up, lifting up. Just waking up the backs of the legs and the back side of the body. Gorgeous. Dropping those knees over to the left again. Circle that arm all the way overhead. Keep rolling onto that side. This time you circle to come up into a little mermaid position. So right leg is tucked in behind the left. And we take a little wrap all the way around and then fingertips reach and wrap. Fingertips reach and wrap. Again, working with that mobility of the spine. Aiming to try and bring that sit bone down to the floor as you reach back behind you. Again, just warming up that twist of the body. Beautiful. Let's just go one more. Lovely. Reaching back behind you. I'm going to soften all the way down. I'm going to readjust myself to the side to make it really confusing. All the way over to the other side. We drop those knees to the right, circle the left arm overhead, creating this little mermaid position. The back knee tucked in. I'm going to stay facing this way because you can see now that back leg tucked in. Eyes over your shoulder. Just finding that nice wrap and twist. Again, a little bit of pressure through the floor. Let that opposite sit bone find the floor as you come around the corner. Let your eyes follow your fingertips as well. Good, let's just go one more. Beautiful, softening all the way down onto our backs. Circling that arm all the way back around. We drop the knees to the left, circle the arm overhead. We come all the way up and back around. We find one little wrap tap and wrap tap. Keeping the twist, reach the hand back behind you, and then just take a little rock of the knees from side to side. So letting the weight fall back into the hands as you rock. Beautiful. This time, we're going to continue the circle. So don't go the way you came. We go over to that right side, into that mermaid. Roll over onto your back. And again, continue over to that left side, come into the mermaid, but this time lengthen the legs. Take a little stretch forwards between the legs. Continue walking all the way around, soften into that little mermaid position. Circle all the way around and come onto your back. We drop the knees over to the right hand side. We go over and out. Hands back behind you. And that gentle rock from side to side. I think I missed the twist, but that's okay. We've done a few twists on this side. We're still just warming up. Just passing through things to get those joints nice and mobile. And get used to a little bit of weight falling through the floor. Those knees drop over to the left. And we circle all the way around. If you have more room, you can reach further all the way around. Keep going, knees to the right. Drop. This time as you press through the hands, lengthen those legs slightly. Take a little stretch forwards for your inner thighs. Continue the circle going. And we soften all the way down onto our backs. So just that one more time, this little floor series. Just passing through it every time. Now, we drop those knees over to the left. Circle the arm overhead. Reach up and around. This time I won't forget the twist. We tap twist. Tap twist. And reaches back behind you. We rock 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th one, knees to the right. We circle all the way overhead, softening all the way down. Continue the circle on our backs. Maybe this time you lengthen both legs a little earlier. This time keep the circle going forwards and around, soften into that right hand side. We come all the way down onto our backs. We drop the knees over to the right. Circle overhead. Reach it back behind you. Tap your shoulder. And reach back. Hand reaches behind you. And we drop a knee. 2, 3, 4. To the left. Soften. Circle. All the way around. Keep it going. Keep softening around. Extend both legs. Take a little reach forwards. In between, if you've got a little less space, keep the hands a little closer. Soften all the way around. Down onto your back. Beautiful. Take a moment here just to resettle in this constructive rest position. Soles of the feet to the floor. And then again, right knee to the chest. This time, left knee into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug and a squeeze and a gentle rock. So just remembering that the back of the pelvis is curved, so it's not flat. So let yourself rock with that from side to side. And then in whatever way feels right for you, just slowly making your way onto your all fours. Back forwards again. Press through those hands, let the knees and the shins fall down. And then just tuck the toes, we lift up and back into a downward facing dog. Soften the knees, walk the hands back to the feet. Keep that bend in the knees and then rolling up through the spine, coming all the way up to stand. All the way up. Beautiful. So that was our little warm-up. I'm just going to fix my hair and then we're going to get into our first spine exercise. Okay, so let's go into our first spine exercise. So as I've spoken about earlier, let's bring our feet into what we call a little bit more traditionally now, our parallel. So it's like the number 11 underneath you, your toes facing forwards, your heels facing back. Again, floating that rib cage up off the pelvis, the skull is nice and free. We're going to take our eyes over to your toes, just peer over to your toes. And then taking those eyes forward. See the room in front of you and then lifting up, eyes towards the ceiling, open your chest. Eyes forwards again. This time over to your toes, soften your knees, take a little curve through your back. And then eyes forwards as you come all the way up, letting the arms hang. Open the chest, look to the ceiling, a little bend in the knees. And forwards. Eyes over to your toes, we circle the head out to the side, up and back. To the side, all the way around, bend the knees, come all the way over the legs, rounding and curving. As you roll up, lift the shoulders up, a nice big breath, inhale. Big breath out, exhale. And then we take another big breath, curving, hug a big beach ball, open the arms wide to the side. And again, hug a big beach ball this time, eyes to the ceiling. Take your fingertips up towards the ceiling as though you're licking your hands down a wall in front of you, send them all the way down. Bending your knees, reach the arms back behind you. It's like you're circling your hands around a tennis ball. Tuck those pinky fingers under as though they're sweeping the pelvis to come all the way up. We reach the ceiling, we slide that left hand down the right arm all the way down. Softening the knees, release and dribble the hands over. Left arm feeds up towards the ceiling. We come all the way up. Crossing that pinky finger across your chest, open wide to the side. And then just let it fall. Other side. Eyes over to your toes. And forwards. Eyes to the ceiling. And forwards. Eyes to the toes, bend your knees. And forwards. Eyes to the ceiling, bend your knees. Upright. Head goes forwards. We circle it to the side. Around. See the ceiling. Open your chest. Bending those knees. Pouring forwards. Rolling up to the spine. As you inhale, lift those shoulders up. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, expand all the way out. Big curve. We round through the spine. Open wide. Fingertips search forwards again, open the chest. Again, send the fingertips to the ceiling. Lick down the wall all the way down in front. Send the fingertips back behind you. Drop circle. Bend the knees, roll all the way up. Slide that right hand down the left arm. All the way down your body, down your leg until it attaches to that right side, lifting and feeding you up towards the ceiling. Pinky finger across your chest, open up to the side. And then just release the hand. Beautiful, we'll go through that again. We soften, eyes to toes. Open to ceiling. Bend the knees, eyes to toes. And lift. Eyes to ceiling. And lift. Head circles front. And side. And back. And side. Soften knees. Around. Lift shoulders. And expand. All the way to a curve. Open out. Lifting up. Fingertips rise. Licking down. All the way back. Arms circle. Bend the knees. Lifting up. Slide the hand all the way down. It falls to then lift. Coming back. Pinky finger across, open, releasing out. We see the toes and forwards, up and back, and forwards, with the bend, and up, with the bend, and up. Eyes go forwards, all the way around the world, to soften. Folding over, rolling up. Pick the shoulders all the way. Big expansion. Out to the side. Closing, falling. Opening wide. Fingertips reach. Up, ceiling. Licking down. All the way. Fingertips back. Curve around. Bend the knees. Lifting up, sliding down, reach away, floating up, all the way, soften out, let it go. Beautiful. Let's just go through that one more time, just a little bit quicker, and I'm going to turn to the side just in case there's any extra information that's going to be a little bit more helpful. So obviously, I like to sing along into my classes, gives us a little bit of a rhythm. Of course, if you're working with a bit of music in the background, you're more than welcome just to tune me out a little bit more. I'm not the greatest singer, as much as I wish I was. And those little clicks as well, just to help us keep a little bit of evenness and timing so we don't get stuck anywhere. But let's just go one more time, a little quicker, so flowing through. So if you think about it as though you're writing, no full stops, no exclamation points, no question marks. We just want to be this continuous conscious stream of thought, maybe a few commas here and there as we move in, but keep it as fluid and as juicy as possible. So we start with our feet in parallel. We go over to the toes, up to the ceiling, over to the toes, bend, up to the ceiling, bend, eyes forward, circling around the world, open through the chest, bend those knees, and we roll up, lift the shoulders up, expand all the way wide to the side. Big curve round through the back. Open up. Big arch, send the fingertips forwards, then up to the ceiling to help you lift. The leg all the way down. Send the hands back. Circle round, bend the knees. Scoop all the way up. Slide down your arm. Reach up to the ceiling. Fingertip across your chest. Open wide to the side. Let it go. Last time we go front. And back. And bend. And bend. Head circles front, side, back, side, bending, circling, massaging your lower back. Lift the shoulders, expand out. Big curve forwards. Open to the side, big arch back. Fingertips reach to the ceiling, lick down a wall in front. Send them back. circle around. Bend the knees, lift up. Down that left arm. Move with that flow, lift it up. All the way, pinky finger across, open to the side. And down. Beautiful. Lovely. Let's move on to our foot exercise. So this one's all about finding that articulation through the feet, a little bit of movement from side to side. So focusing really on that front, side, back, and then intersecting that with our feet. So we start again with our feet in parallel. We lift the heel up, and then we lift heel, knee. And then we tread, 2, 3, 4. Place that heel down, bend the knees, step the leg forwards on straight legs. We step front, shift your weight front, shift your weight side, shift your weight back. We do so with a little bend now. Front, side, back. This time we draw a circle, bending the knee all the way around, cross it back behind you. We step out to the side and feet together. Other side. We go heel, heel, knee, and we tread, 2, 3, 4. Drop the heel, down, peel, press, shift straight leg front, straight leg side, straight leg back. With a little bend in our knees, we shift front, we shift side, we shift back. A nice big circle, toe goes front, side, bend that supporting leg, cross this leg all the way back behind to step over, catch into a little bend, and then match the feet. Just that much again. I know I like to show you the whole exercise in one go, so you're not like, then so you can start to trust and let your body do the memory of it, as opposed to you be like, what comes next, what comes next? So focusing more on that kinesthetic body awareness learning, as opposed to just using your brain all the time. So we go heel, heel, knee. We tread, 2, 3, 4. Bend, peel. Step front straight. Step side straight. Step back straight. On a little bend, front, side, back. Circle, it goes front, side, back, side, cross, stretch, and push. Other side to go front, and bend. Heel, tread, 3, 4. Bend, peel, step straight, shifting weight, side to side, all the way over, upper body, jellyfishes on top. We soften, step, and step. And step, really parallel, toe front, side, around, lift, cross step, and push. Beautiful. So this is an opportunity that if you'd like to repeat, just wind back a little bit. Now we're going to add a little bit of the arms. So staying nice and tall. The arms actually help us find that length through the body. So we start by going heel, arms forward, heel, knee. Pierce the bubble above you as you press and tread, 2, 3, 4, bend. We step front, let the shoulders connect, sideways. And then a little tip sideways. And a little tip up and back. A little bit more form with those arms, they go front. To the side, scooping up and back. And then we swim front, side, back, step, arm goes out to the side. Lift, press, over like we did, release, to go, heel, heel, knee, tread, pierce, 2, 3, 4, press down, peel front, close chest, open side, open chest, little more form, arm forwards, scoop side, and back. Big swim, forwards, around, out, reach, up, cross, open, let it go. Beautiful. Just for the sake of clarity, let's do that facing, I'll do that. Facing the side, you don't have to. I'm going to do that facing the side. Just so you can see how my knees and spine and legs and arms are working in this three-dimensional space. So trying to find all those pathways, not just frontally, but laterally and also into that back space, back behind us. We go heel, heel knee, and tread, 2, 3, 4. Peel, step front, and side, and back. With the arms, scooping, stepping back, reach forward, swim it out, step side, reach up, over, open, let it go to go and heel, heel knee, and tread, 2, 3, 4, release, step front, and out, and side, and out, stepping back, and out, bend your knees, we go front. Same arm as leg scoops, and scoop. Step forward, swim around and out, reach out. There's a wall, up and over, open to release. Beautiful, so that's our foot exercise. So finding that nice big plie as we're working through the feet, trying to keep and aim to keep these first ones, that rib cage still over your pelvis. And then as we start to step, you can start to let that ripple come into the spine. And again, revisiting how we did the warm-up of moving in a way that feels good for you. So finding that articulation through the spine, because it's one of those things that gets a little stuck sometimes. Awesome. I'm going to grab a drink of water and then we'll continue. Beautiful. So the next one we're going to do is a plie exercise. Plie meaning like just a bend. And that's like finding that release in the knees. So perhaps a little bit more technical. So having, again, those feet in parallel, we're starting with that clarity. Again, pelvis balanced, rib cage over pelvis, head over rib cage. Head slightly moving diagonally forwards and up so we don't end up pressing down into the pelvis, but we keep floating it diagonally up. We're going to take a little bend in the knees here and a little bend. We bend all the way down, sending those knees forwards. Let your hands find the floor. Send your sit bones and your tail up towards the sky. We bend through the knees and we roll all the way up through the spine. A little circle with our foot. We step out into rotation. So heels together, toes slightly on that diagonal. We take a bend and bend again. This time we go all the way down. Keep that rib cage over your pelvis. Hands find the floor. We lengthen our sit bones up towards the ceiling. Bend those knees. Roll up a ripple through the spine. To get back to parallel, we take an extra little bend. Flip the heels back. Beautiful. Bend and bend. Bend all the way down. Ripple the body all the way down. Lengthen the legs. Bend. Roll up through the spine. Start with the other leg. Find wider rotation. Choose, take a bend. And bend. Bend, ripple, open through the hips. Lengthen those legs. Stretch. Bend. Roll up through the spine. A little bend. Flip the heels back. Bend. And bend. Bend those knees. Body ripples. Release. Lengthen. Bend. Roll up. Step the feet wide and wide. Beautiful. We're in the perfect position to move into a little bit more of a form of an exercise. Again, we'll just go through that repetition. So we're going to dive straight away in with the arms, so testing our coordination in a bit more of a challenging way now. We're nice and warm, so we're ready to go. So we start by reaching those arms out to the side. We bend, swing the arms in front, bend, swing. We take a nice big stretch over to the side, and then rounding, curving through the back over the legs. Reach out to the side to come all the way back up. Again, we lead through the arm, swing over, bend the knee, reach to the side, open out. Beautiful, go back the way you came this time, come into a little lunge. Swing that arm as though it collects the back leg, you lift up, open. Land into that little bit of rotation, step out, 2, 3, arms swing, we catch. And catch. Other side, other arm, reach and forwards. Reach and open. Back the way you came and reach and curve. Reach. come back. Arm circles up and over. Bend, find your lunge. Swing the arms, circle, open. Step side, 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 open out. Bend, swing, arm over. One leg straight, one leg bent, curve. Again, one leg bent, one leg straight. Come up, reverse and lengthen, and curve, and lengthen, and curve. Arm reaches up and over, around, let it swing. Gather the back leg, lift up, balance, rotate to step out. 2, 3, out, 4, and swing, and swing. Reach over, 2 knees bend, push away to lengthen up. Reverse, that bend of the knees helps your spine find that clarity. Reach to swing, swing, open, out, step out, out, out. Lovely. Let's go for one more repetition. I'll face to the side. So just with that little push through the legs. So 2 knees bend, 2 knees bend. As we shift, this opposite leg lengthens, 2 knees bend. So you're pushing through to come up. You're warming up the crease and the fold of your hip joints as you press. And then you're using this long leg to shift up and over. You find that parallel rotation again. Trying to keep, again, the ribcage over the pelvis to swing open and around. Finding that movement through the hip joint. So of course it doesn't have to be as high as mine. You can keep it nice and low and around. A bit more casual if you don't have as much room. So let's just do it one more time, facing to the side again. If you want to add some beats, now's the time. So let's take those legs out to what we call our second position, so nice and wide. So also remembering here, we don't want to find a squat position. In our plie, we keep our ribs stacked over our hips. So we can really find that connection of the inner line of the leg all the way up through the midline of the body. So arms out wide to the side. We swing catch, swing catch. We stretch over, take a curve, stretch over, push up, back the way you came, and curve to the side, and press. Arm lifts up, let it swing, push up, around, to step out, 2, 3, arms 4 to swing, and reach, curve, and reach, to press, go back the way you came, and curve, to reach, and press, arm comes up and over, let it swing, and swing, open out, find rotation, keep stepping the feet wide and reach. Beautiful. I just realized I'm really terrible at counting in and prepping you for the exercise. Sometimes I just jump in, so I apologize. I will do my best in the next one to actually give us a little bit of a count in. Gorgeous. So the next exercise we're going to move into is one for our shoulders. So getting a little bit of that mobility of the shoulders, finding a bit more freedom through the back and sides of our bodies with a little bit of a swing as well. So this one actually might be quite good to do in a hallway, and you can sort of like switch yourself around if you're needing a little bit more space. So aiming to have a bit of space that goes forwards and back for this one. And then if you need to, you can switch and face it sideways. I'll show you what I mean if you're a little bit limited for space. Hopefully you've got a little bit of a lounge room vibe going on there. So we start with our shoulder. So we bend our knees and we draw a circle with our shoulder. And then we draw a circle with our elbow. And then we draw a circle with our fingertip all the way around and down. We gather it all the way around to step. We swing open. We tap to our ear, to our shoulder, to our hip, to our foot, a big circle all the way around. Bring that foot in, we step around. Little catch, step, push, match those feet, wrap, release, other side. We go shoulder, elbow, fingertip, around. Gather it around to step it out. We go across to our ear, to our shoulder, to our hip, to our knee, down to the floor, big circle around, gather those feet all the way in, step left, right, catch, little push, back, wrap to stand. Now we go both shoulders bend, both elbows, both fingertips, all the way in, around, ripple, roll up, reach up to swing to the front, and lift to the side, and lift. Open the chest, see the ceiling, ripple the body all the way down to catch up. Beautiful. So that's, again, the entirety of the exercise. So let's go through it again just one more time. One side, the other side, and then we've got our double. So using as much step as you can, letting the movement of the specific part of the body that I'm talking about lead into something else. 6, 7, 8. We go bend, roll, and elbow, and fingertip, and reach around, gather step. We touch our ear, our shoulder, finding that twist, hip, and knee, all the way down to the floor. Gather it in to step it around, catch, wrap, push the way you came, go to the left shoulder, elbow, fingertip, gather it around, we step to the left, we tap our ear, our shoulder, our hip, our knee, all the way down, scoop, lift, step, reach, gather, lift, push, catch, back. Both, we go shoulders, elbows, fingertips, let the body ripple, the arms fall away to lift, reach, swing, and up, to swing, and up. This one, ripple all the way, open your chest, bend the knees, roll all the way up to stand. Beautiful. Let's take it one more time. I'm going to face to the side. Hopefully that has a little bit more information for you. And you can see the circle I'm talking about, of drawing that circle beside you. So don't think about drawing it inside the joint, but think about how you can move and expand as much through your rib cage and your shoulder girdle to draw the biggest, fullest circle you can, like a big yawn through your whole body. Again, those feet in parallel. I'm going to count it in. 6, 7, 8. We go shoulder, elbow, fingertip, reach around to step, same arm. Then we reach across, ear, shoulder, hip, knee, all the way to the floor. Draw a big circle all the way up around, gather it in. Step, step, twist, push away together, left shoulder, elbow, fingertip, all the way, step, reach, to tap ear, shoulder, hip, knee, all the way down, around, gather up, step, push, wrap, push, down, around. Both, we go shoulders, elbows, fingertips, let the body ripple, arms just fall away. Draw up, lift up, let the legs drop down and away to swing, and lift, to swing, and lift. Again, let those ribs fall back, head back, bend your knees, ripple through the spine to stand. Beautiful. So just one extra little bit of information is about finding that articulation through the spine. So in the same way that I spoke earlier, that we want to pelvis to be balanced on top of our legs and our rib cage to be balanced in between our then floating skull. So when you ripple through your body, it's not about you pressing those parts into others, but creating space as you ripple. So if we take it back to that first spine exercise where we peered over to our toes, and then we also looked up towards the ceiling, I'm trying to keep as much space in my body as possible. So if you lean back and then you let your head totally stretch, you can hear how that changes my voice and it closes this back line of the body. So we're trying to find as much space front and back side as well as side and side, so we can expand our body. So like I imagine little like bubbles, like Hubba Bubba, like chewing gum, being blown up inside all of your joints. So then all of a sudden there's a bit of space and gravity doesn't win the battle of smooshing us down. We continue to find this nice length through the body. I'm going to grab a little drink of water and then we're going to move into our little leg swing exercise. Beautiful. So this one's probably a little bit tricky if you're limited by space. This is another great option of using what you have around you. So you can use a chair, or you can use your kitchen counter, or even a wall. So we'll start with using something first, and then if you've got a little bit of space, you can step it a little bit further out into the space. And that variation I'll show you that changes between sides. This one, it'll sort of swap directions. Might look a little bit confusing when we first do it, but all good. So let's start with your left hand on whatever you're doing. And you're going to use your outside leg, so the leg that's furthest away from your object. I'm going to take the arm out to the side to help balance us. So you've got this nice width across your shoulders, so your leg can be really free to swing. So starting kind of not quite parallel and not quite rotated out, somewhere sort of in between the two that helps you find a bit of rotation through that leg. So we're going to swing the leg 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and 6. We go 7, thread it through the needle, back 8, step and match those feet together, push around. Other side, we swing 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and 5, 6. On 7, we thread back 8, step it back, back, press, push. Let's just do that much again. So we're just aiming here to let the legs swing in the same way that we let our arms swing and circle. Now our leg does as well. So finding that stability that we need, we go 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, thread on 8, press back, back, lunge, push to swing 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, thread back, step it back, lunge, push around. So if you happen also to be doing this class with somebody else, another option as well is to do that so they would be beside you but facing you, yeah? And you can pop your hand on their shoulder, so it's a good little test to make sure you can't push each other over. So nice little group activity if you like as well. I'm going to show you now there's like the solo version in the space, so that's nice to sort of warm up through the hips. But then we also have this one that we can do in the space. So of course, using both arms out nice and wide to the side, you can also let the arms give a nice general swing as well to keep that momentum. What I will encourage you to notice here is that your arms are swinging from side to side while your leg is swinging forwards and back. So again, we have that three-dimensional space. So I'm going to do my best to count in. 6, 7, and 8. We swing 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. Thread 8. Step back. Arms can go up, around, step through to swing 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, 6, and 7. Thread through, expand. Step back, back, step, swing, other side. Beautiful. So we have those nice arm swings here. And then as you thread back through, think about that toe connecting to the knee. So we swing forwards, back through, expand through the back, bending that supporting leg so you find this nice horizontal line through your body. Reaching those arms up, back, step, swing. So trying to find that point of balance back on the diagonal. As you swing, step back, expand, lift, back through. So if you see my fringe flies, because you have a little bit of momentum. Let's do it one more time. I'll face maybe to the side, just because it's a good old leg swing. So stepping on that leg, we swing. Oh, I'm doing the left side now. That's okay. Let's go back to the right side. So stepping on your left leg, swinging your right leg. We go 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and 6, and 7. Press, swing, swing those arms to catch, and 1, and 2. That moment of lift. 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8. Open, lift, reach, down, catch. So that one's, once you find that rhythm, put your favorite tune on, swing your leg around. It's going to feel great. Gorgeous. So just 2 more things that I thought we could have a little play with today is we're just going to do a little bit more of a complicated, like, shifting phrase through space to really sort of start to jellyfish the rib cage and the spine. So having that nice freedom and lightness through the body. And then we're going to finish with a little bit of a guided movement exploration, just expanding on what we started. So for our little movement phrase, we're going to set our feet up into our parallel position. Arms are just nice and released and swinging. We take the heel off and then we peel it, shift it forwards. This time you come all the way forwards and through to draw it back. Drop the heel down, we find a little wrap. And then you drop the toe down and you send the toe onto the diagonal to shift, step forwards, close it parallel, shift, shift, cross back behind. I am going to go back because it's a little bit more complicated, and I'll show you my foot. Wait, come back. Here we go. So we go heel, bend, peel, shift front, and slide back. Drop the heel, drop the toe, send it on the diagonal. We shift to the diagonal, in rotation. Shift your weight back, rotate back to parallel, finding this lunge position. We drop, drop, circle around, step back, press. I'm going to pause again, we're going to go back. Keeping that flow. 5, 6, 7, 8. Heel, heel, peel. Shift front, drop into catch. Rotate, rotate. Shift diagonal, close in. Soften, soften, circle. Catch out, rotate, slide in. Little brush front, brush back. Knee in, down, step, catch. Heel, heel, peel. Shift front, in, slide, back to drop heel. Drop toe, send shift, close, push, push, drop, circle, down, around. As you have the weight in this leg, rotate it out, slide it in, little pony kick forwards, push back, knee to knee, step, wrap, stand, catch. So the trickiest moment is probably that step, round, catch moment. So where are we? We've gone here, step. Keep your weight into this back leg. Find this rotation here. Little brush, front, back. So this one's just about you sort of bringing your weight underneath you. So it's like the upper body can tip. Little brush, tip. This bends in. We find this bent knee position. Aiming to try and get knee to knee. Now, keeping your weight on this back leg. This top leg goes around. Push. So you can do it on a flat foot or you can do it up on a little demi-point rise. It's just a little moment to be like, flip yourself around, yeah? Let's do it again. Let's do arms. If you don't feel ready for arms, maybe go back and just have a little repeat of just the footwork, but just giving those arms as an option. We go heel, heel press, shift forwards like we did earlier, pierce the bubble to catch in, like we did earlier, that little wrap. Wrap press again, like we did earlier, that breaststroke, swim forwards. Arms are jellyfish, so you're just swaying from side to side. Drop, circle, arm reaches out, rotate, lift, down, push. Arm goes back to help you balance. Arm goes forwards to help you balance. Find this nice long line through the body, knee to knee, and we go around, step, to catch, to go, heel. Heel press, shift, push, drag it in, heel. Arm swinging to swim front and wrap. Swing the arms, drop, circle, same arm, lifts up. As the leg goes forward, the arm goes back. As the leg goes back, the arm goes forward, knee in, wrap, push, catch. Beautiful. So all arms and pathways with the arms that we've done earlier. Let's do it one more time, full out, full clarity, just because we can. So I think it's like starting in the middle of your space. Really works, like the middle of your square. Really works. We go 5, 6, 7, 8, and heel. Heel, peel, shift, front. Catch in, let it wrap, heel. And toe. Swim, reach, jellyfish, the upper body, drop, circle, reach, close, back, and front, and knee, catch, step to stand, to go heel, and push through the bubble above you, around, and wrap, let the body swing, to swim, to shift, around, drop, circle, same arm, leg, lift, it goes back, it goes front, we tap it in, circle, catch, around. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Let's finish with a little improvisation thing here as well. So this is a great opportunity for you to tune back into your body. Just notice what's different, to notice what's a little bit more free. Know that there's no rules in this at all. There's no judgment of self or of me. I have no idea what this looks like because it's just playful and it's bringing that play into our movement again. So in the same way that we started, let's finish with our feet in parallel. Let's take those little rocks from side to side. Again, if it feels better for you, close down your eyes. If those eyes are open, take in all that information that you've been seeing around you for the last little bit of time. Shifting weight, side to side. Now we've talked a lot about circles and curves, opening and closing. So that's what we're going to continue to work with here. So a little bit more complex in the sense that I want you to find that articulation a little quicker. So using different parts of your body to carve out, to circle, to move, to rotate, playing with affecting the area around you. How can you open and close the different parts of your body? By folding, the different joints, knee to chest, hand to shoulder, fingers to palm, heel to bottom. All these different ways to open and close different parts of your body to find that freedom. So again, I just remind you, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, how I'm translating any of this. It's about you finding and exploring for yourself. Again, that there's no rules. I love the suggestion that you could do this throughout your house. That you could do this in the park, having a little boogie. Because there's no judgment. This can move you, this can stay on the spot. Perhaps, if you haven't already, you play a little more with the levels of how you can be high and fold. How you can be in this middle space and fold. And then also maybe how you can be on the floor and fold. You can go as slowly or as quickly as you like. I do encourage you not to stay in this nice even speed that feels really comfortable. Find comfort in the uncomfortable. For me, I don't love moving fast, so perhaps you play with moving a little quicker. Finding that freedom and articulation, circling knees, ankles, hips, shoulders. Folding, opening and closing. So many options just to play. Let yourself be overwhelmed by those options. If you find that that's causing stillness, just pause and be still. And then enter back in just by starting to open and close something. The joint, the fold. Or just by drawing a circle with a part of your body. So you can constantly find different ways to enter into something and then move back out of it. Let's see if we can go just for one more minute to build up a little bit of that stamina, of concentration, of playfulness. The stamina to be open, to be playful, to be non-judgmental of your movement, of what might happen next. Playing with that rhythm. Beautiful, last 10 seconds. Anything else that you feel like you need to get out, get it out, have a little shake. Have a little wiggle. And then as you're ready, start to turn the volume down on your dancing. Let it become a little quieter. Find your way back to your feet, feeling your feet on the ground, your spine, your pelvis, your ribcage and your head. Just floating, resisting that gravity. Feel all the tingling that all that movement has created inside your nervous system. Notice what feels different to what we first began with. And as you're ready, just gently blinking your eyes open.
going to finish with a little bit of a cool down. So let's take those feet a little wider. And just starting with that soft shifting from side to side. Letting your arms just swing. And then we start to move that rib cage from side to side, jellyfishing your arms, your head, your hair, finding that nice freedom, and then just speeding it up a little more, finding that release through the upper body. And coming all the way back, take a deep breath, inhale. And then look over to your toes. Look up to the ceiling. Over to your toes, bend your knees. Look up to the ceiling, bend your knees. And then rolling down through the spine. Over those legs, give again your head a shake no. A nod yes. Maybe lengthening those legs if that feels good. A little bit more of a stretch. And walking your hands out into a plank. Bring those feet a little closer back. And like we did at the very beginning, slide that knee forwards. Take a lift up through your chest, open through the front of your hip, that front surface of the body, and then softening down, taking a glute stretch. Walking the hands back. Roll onto that right cheek. Find rotation through both legs, a nice big stretch to the side, lengthening through that side waist. Coming all the way up. And then just matching those feet together, taking a little hamstring stretch over the legs. Rolling up. And then opening that left knee, right leg out to the side, a nice big stretch down through that side body. Coming all the way up, back the way you came. Left knee is magically in front to come into that glute stretch, glute and hip I should say. Opening through that front and back side of the body, lifting up through the chest before folding and closing that hip joint fold. Rib cage towards thigh. And walking the hands back. Push back, press back to that downward facing dog. Again, let's step those feet a little wider as you walk the hands back. And the knees will roll up through the spine. You take a deep breath, inhale, lift those arms all the way up. Exhale, let the arms swing. And exhale, swing. And again, swing. Last one, big breath out. Beautiful. This is where I say thank you so much, everyone. I'm nice and sweaty, nice and puffed. I hope you are too. It's my absolute pleasure and honour to continue dancing with you. I love what I do, and I'm so glad we can continue to do this despite our chance to be in the same space together. So please don't be shy, and you're more than welcome to reach out, get in contact. You can pretty much find me with my full name and last name anywhere. But yeah, reach out, let me know if you're dancing with me, and I would love to hear and see and know all about it. I hope to see you guys all again soon. Take care of yourselves and your families. Happy dancing.